Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, also known as ETCG1 on this channel. So what I wanted to talk about today was the importance of time off. Recently I took some time off, about a week and a half-ish. It's difficult to say that I actually take time off because I always do something every day. And I think that's like that for anybody that owns their own business, that no matter what, if you're on vacation, you're doing something, at least the bare minimum. In order to keep things going. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because, at least me personally, I've always had a habit of just working myself to death. In fact, before I became Eric the Car Guy, I would work full-time at the dealership. I would leave there, go to my shop, do side work, and then from that I also had some rental property that I took care of, and there was always things to do there. It made for an extremely busy life. At the time, my wife was able to be home with the kids, so at least I had that. But as far as, you know, who's daddy is kind of how I felt sometimes. Because I was so absent, I was away from the house so much, doing all these things and working and working and working. And I'd always thought that, you know, I needed to do that to maintain, to get ahead, to, you know, I'm really not sure. And that's kind of my point in this. It's like when do you call it? When do you say, okay, that's enough? When the job is finished? I like to finish the job first because I hate leaving things unfinished. It's just a thing of mine. What happens is, and what's happened to me in my personal experience is you get to a point where you're just burned out and you just really have little to no love for what you're doing anymore. So you get kind of resentful and it puts you in a bad mood. You know, it really, you know, you're just not yourself. And the fact that, you know, I love doing Eric the Car Guy. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love what I do. I think it's the coolest job I've ever had. I think it's the coolest job anybody could ever have. And I don't think about it as being work. Yet at the same time, it is a lot of work. And I forget that. So what seems to be happening, and over the past couple of years really, as the channel has gained more popularity, is that I go and I go and I go, and then I just start to wonder why I'm just like tired and kind of in a bad mood and just like what's going on. So I take some time off and play video games, hang out with my kids, just not be me for a while. I go to the grocery store, you know, stuff like that. And it doesn't, in some ways it seems like I didn't take any time off because I usually end up doing other stuff like housework that needed to be done that I've been putting off until I had time, or, you know, just other stuff, things that needed to be done. I ended up doing things. So it's not like I'm doing absolutely nothing. I mean, there's stuff that needs to get done. I mean, everybody's got stuff they got to do. Everybody's got a honey-do list. I come back, you know, and I say, well, did I really take time off? Did I really get any kind of rest? And then all of a sudden I'm re-energized. And I come back like stronger, and I'm just like, yeah, I miss doing this. I really forgot how much I enjoy what I do. So it's like recharging your batteries, as they say. You know, you gotta, I'm sure a lot of you out there right now are probably working yourselves to the bone. And I get it, I really do. And especially, for some reason in the past few years, it's just gotten harder to make a living. And I don't think that's just me. I think that may be part of the reason that got you started watching my channel, because you were looking for a way to save a little bit during the month, because it just wasn't there. You find yourself working and working and working, and you're just making less and less and less. And it's just, well, let's face it sucks. So this is the position that we're all in, but I'm just going to advocate for those of you out there that work like me. In fact, I had a nickname, Sled Dog, at one of the shops where I worked. And that's how I worked. I just would go and go and go, and that's what I wanted to get it done. I've always kind of been that way. I've always been a very motivated person, sometimes to a degree that, for lack of a better word, it turned me into an a-hole, but I got things done. I got results. So that's how I justified it. But for those of you out there that are working that way, trying to make ends meet, I think you owe it to yourself just to take a step back, just to take stock, just to do something stupid like, you know, cut the grass, or, you know, go for a walk. I'm a real advocate of that. I'm you know, not the best as far as with what I eat and how I eat, but one of the things I try to do on a daily basis is I try to go for about a mile walk every day. And that just, you know, sort of sets me right and what I'm supposed to do for a given day. So maybe you can do something like that. I don't know. Everybody's got their own situations and like that, but I guess I'm going to turn it back to you here at this point. I've talked about me and my experiences and how time off has really been something of a benefit, even though I neglect it for long periods of time and just put myself under as much stress as I can possibly handle until I can't handle it anymore. I'm getting better with that. I guess you get older and your priorities change, and you know, maybe you do actually get some stuff done. Sometimes it takes years. But what I put back to you is, first of all, are you at that point? Are you at that point where you're seeing yourself just burned out, for lack of a better word? And if so, what do you do to unwind? And I'm not talking about on a daily basis. I mean, I'm talking about when you sort of step away from who you are and what you do and do something else. What is it that you do? And do you find a similar experience when you're done with that time off, when you come back? Are you ready to go? Are you re-energized? Are you invigorated? I mean, I'm finding more and more that it's something that's really important for mental health, if nothing else. I know in other countries there's several weeks of vacation that are mandated. I know, I've never known that. I think the most time I've ever taken off in a stretch it's like a week and a half, like what I did just recently. And once again, I wasn't really taking time off. I was taking a step back from the day-to-day, but it was good enough. You know, it got me where I needed to be, and I was ready to come back. I got caught up on the forum about as much as I could, and now I'm only like 2 or 3 days behind. As far as email goes, for those of you out there, I know I keep saying it, but I haven't answered any email in about a month, and it's put me about 3 months behind, and I apologize for that. But here's my logic. My logic is, if you're going to spend the time to sign up for my forum and ask the question over there, then I would be darn sure to try and answer your question if it's at all possible. It may take me a few days to get there, but I feel that if you've made that investment, you've done what I've asked you to do. As far as email goes, that's hard for me, you know, because I want to do that, but at the end of every one of those emails, I send people back to the website, because the website, there's more than just me, and those people are awesome. I keep talking about me, but I want this to be about you. I want you to take a good look at yourself and say, am I at that point? And if you are at that point, I want you to see what you can do to try to get away from it. You may not be able to afford it. Let me tell you this, you're never going to be able to afford it, ever. But you got to do it, because if you don't, it can have an effect on not only your mentality, but also your biology. And you know, from personal experience, I can tell you, you don't want to spend any significant time in the hospital. It's not a place you really want to be. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. If you're stressed out, take some time off. If you do take time off, what do you do to take time off? I look forward to your feedback on this. So let's kick back, let's relax, and do something else for a while. Anyway, I'm Eric the Car Guy. You can always find me over at ericthecarguy.com. Spoke earlier in the video about what you do there. Also, you can find me at Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. And I close with be safe, have fun, and always stay dirty. Don't forget to take some time off. Take some time for yourself. Eric the Car Guy said so. I said it was okay. See you later.